Movie Chats.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens. I almost said I'm Car Boot Chris, but today I'm not Car Boot Chris. Technically I am, but I'm not. And this is Movie Chats. So welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying our weekly chat about films with guests, which we'll have on tonight. And yeah, it's been really enjoyable so far. Just chilling out, chatting about films. No reselling involved. Just a break away from work. And yeah, it's been pretty good. Now, I'm hoping my internet connection holds out okay. Had a little bit of trouble as usual. Every week I seem to have the same trouble despite starting half an hour early setting up. But I don't know, seems to look all right from here. But welcome to the live show. Let me have a quick look who we've got in the chat. We've got Tori, as always. Thanks, Tori, for joining us. She's gone off to see the latest video. You guys are lucky today. You've got two lots of Chris. You've got an upload and a live. Don't say I never do anything for you. Mr. Diggs is here as usual at work. Oh, I Am Legend. Yes, it's on my list, that one. Oh, have I frozen? No, I'm okay. Some strange stuff going on with the camera. Let's not hope it's a repeat of last week. Oliver Ian's here. He'll be on shortly. Hi, Steve. The Book of Eli. Yeah, that's all right. I'm not sure it was one of the greats. I'm sure it'll come up during the chat. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining us. And Queenie Conquest is here. Bloody hell, Tori, you've done 38 today. Jesus. Don't know if I've ever done 38 in a day. Depends what you're listing, of course, doesn't it? And let's have a look. Oh, the chat's just jumped right down. Queenie Conquest says, I have both kids off school again. I stuck at home, I'm assuming. Schooling, no listings done. I need wine. Oh, just chill with us for a bit then. Send them off to the room or something. Get rid of them. Oh, it's a slog all closing. Oh my God, you've done 38 clothing. That is some going, that. Trust me, that is some going. Hi, David. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. David was watching Jingle All the Way with the kids. It's not a bad little film, that, is it, for Christmas films? It's all right. Quite enjoy it. The Facebook is growing. Lots of new people. Yeah, I think the little prize draw we're doing helped get a few more people in, although there's not many in the draw at the moment, so the odds are forever in your favour. I can see Steve smiling down the bottom there in the green room. Evening, Chris. Hi, Matt. Yeah, so let's just do a quick reminder before we get the guests on. We've got a little giveaway to do. It's for these movies. Look at these. These could all be yours for free. You've got Austin Powers, the box set, 3 films on that. Back to the Future sealed trilogy DVD. The Hobbit 1, 2, and 3. Don't know if you can even read that properly. It's a bit blurred. Child's Play. Oh, look, Apocalypse. 28 Days Later. That is a great film. A bit of musicals with Sunshine on Lee. We've got Gravity and 12 Years a Slave. So you can win all those. All you have to do is join the Facebook group. Let me put a link up. I'm still going to give you time to do this if you want. Let me just find the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group Movie Chats. If you're already in the group, that's great. You've done number 1 without even doing anything. The second thing is, invite at least one person to join the Facebook group. And once you've done that, go to, you can either, oh no, you can't comment on this video yet, can you? Because it's not finished yet. Go to the last movie chats we did. Last week's movie chats, which was 90s, and it had a picture of a T-Rex on the front. Go to that movie chats and just comment on it, just to let me know that you've done the 2 tasks. You've joined the group, you've invited at least one person, and you'll go on the wheel of names that I will draw out towards the end of the show today, and we'll find out the winner of those films. So you can still do that if you want. No problem at all. It might be an idea if you want to just drop a comment in the chat to let me know you've done that as well, because I've not really got proper access to the video, last week's video at the moment. I don't want to mess up my internet connection any more than what it is. So without further ado, as Mr. Diggs says, we need to get on some guests. We'll start with our regulars, and let's bring on, we'll go in a different order than normal. We'll bring on Oliver Ian, aka Steve.
Right. I wasn't
okay?
expecting to be first.
Well, I thought I'd mix it up a bit.
You do treat me, don't you?
I don't want you thinking that you're not important enough to be first.
Oh, thanks, mate. Hi, everyone. How you doing?
How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad. I went looking for a DVD in my stack earlier on and come across this.
Titanic. What is that?
I don't know. I think it was when you went on a bit of a binge for B movies, I was picking up what I could. And
yeah.
I've managed to find yet another Titanic movie.
Oh, so, I'll have to look. Oh, Titanic Odyssey what?
2012.
Right.
Heard of that.
You've heard of it? Oh, Annabelle's heard of it.
I didn't know the Guru was on.
Well, what are you stood there for? You all right?
You know, when we were looking for a Christmas decoration to remind us of 2020 and moving to Devon, I brought us a pickled gherkin with a Christmas hat on.
Any reason that reminds us of 2020?
Yeah, because 2020 is pretty much a pickled gherkin. And we're never going to forget that was the one we chose.
Okay. Oh, you can't see it. It's green screen. You can't see it, but it's a pickled gherkin. Well, you can put your own imagination to what that is. There you go.
And one of my pickups.
Yeah. What is it? Can I show this on air?
It's an advent calendar.
Oh my god.
With a twist.
Is it dirty? What is it? She's been out on Facebook Marketplace picking stuff up. She bought this.
It's an advent calendar.
I don't understand.
There's 24 reindeer heads that you hang up. Each one has a little balloon that you blow up and then it becomes its nose. And inside that balloon is a chocolate. So you have to pop the balloon each day to get your chocolate. Oh my god. I've never heard anything like it. I got 5. You got 5? What are you going to do with them? Oh my god. She picks up some junk. That's interesting.
Says the guy who's got a garage full of them.
I know. 150 each. That's different, isn't it? All right. I'll have a proper look at it in a bit. Shut the door. See you in a bit.
Shut the door as you leave.
Shut the door on the way out. Right. Let's bring on our next guest. Of course, it's Steve.
Evening, all. You okay?
Hey, you.
You're right, Steve?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you.
That's
What's
lovely
that?
and pink, isn't it? I think it's one of the
very
pink ladies.
No,
Is that a tracky top?
It's the training top. Yeah. So it's a quarter zip.
All right.
Does it say pink ladies on the back?
It's not Grease 2, you know.
I don't care. I like them songs.
Grease 2. I can't even remember watching Grease 2.
It's not the best, but the songs are really catchy.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it. It was only that you posted it before, saying that you found your new favourite movie.
No, I didn't say that, did I? Exactly.
I don't know.
How
Are
you
you
been
guys
anyway?
been all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Just keeping an eye on my little one in the corner.
No, we've lost Chris.
Oh, what's going on?
It's his interweb.
Mm.
I'm just trying to figure out the movies in that background.
Well, while Chris is fixing his screen, Dave Resells has put who's everyone's favourite movie character. His is Rocky. Whose is yours? I don't think we've had that question, have we, in the weeks?
No, we haven't. An actual movie character.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a franchise, isn't it? Let's just think. That's Sky Sports News.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, for God's sake. I'm sick of this. I really am.
That was Sky Sports News just saying Pep's been sacked after signing the season.
Yeah, all right. Whatever. I don't know. You go first then. Go on. What's your favourite?
My favourite movie character without being in a franchise, or just favourite movie character?
Well, that's a franchise, isn't it, Rocky?
Yeah, but I quite like no, the frame. What's his name? The frame from
Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne from Shawshank. Yeah, I just think he's such a great character, and his mannerisms and stuff like that. And he's just so calm through the whole thing, although he's getting framed for like murder and stuff. It's just a very interesting character.
Oh, I'd probably go on that premise. Then I'd probably go something like Forrest Gump, because the amount of stuff he gets through, and like he's oblivious to what's going on around.
Yeah,
he achieves so much. So I think that's a good one. If it was a franchise, it's probably slightly different. Hey.
Yep. Andrew's in. Evening, Andrew.
We'll put it back. Evening, Andrew.
Can you still hear me, guys?
We can hear you.
Yeah, that's the best caption we've had of you for weeks, though. That Chris.
I literally can't get any camera to work at the moment, which is very odd. I don't understand it. Hang on. I might be on here.
There we go.
There we go. Well, bloody hell. What a palaver. What a bloody palaver. We need to get our third guest on. He's been waiting ages. It's my fault. Right.
What are you doing?
While you were messing about with your camera.
Hey?
You could have brought him on while you've been messing about.
I know. Right. Something not right, though, still. Hang on. Wait, hang on in the green room. I'll be a second.
1 sec. I'm just going to check he's shut the fridge.
That's better. Sorted the green screen out. There we go. That's a bit better. Hey, what? All right, okay. I'm looking a bit pale now, though. It's all going tits up here, isn't it? Here we go.
Hey, you've lost that tan now.
I know. There we go. Right. We're ready to get going now. We can bring
Invisible
on...
Man, yeah, Joan.
What's that?
Joe's put the Invisible Man.
Yeah. Okay, let's just get... Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's bring him on. Okay, let's go for our very special guest. It's his first time ever on YouTube, on live. Oh, thank you, dear. And yeah, so Oliver Ian was on our channel first live, and now we've got Gary, Goat Jazz. Hi, Gary.
Gary.
Hello, you right?
Sorry, you've been waiting ages.
That's all right. It's all good.
I'm not sure what she's given me here. What is this?
Poison.
Winter spice hot ribena.
What happened to just a cup of tea or a coffee or something?
You see, that was it. That was what I was expecting. And then it's
You're
thrown me off.
all trendy and hip now. You live down there.
I know. Yeah, that's it. Right, Gary. Sorry.
That's all right.
Well, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Gary. I am also known as Goat Jazz 3 on Facebook and eBay and stuff. I don't know. What else do you want to know?
I'm curious as to whether or not Goat Jazz 1 and 2 was taken.
I don't know. I just went straight to Goat Jazz 3. Straight in.
What's with the name then?
It was just when I joined eBay and everything I typed in for a username was already taken. So it was many moons ago. But yeah, so I just went on and thought of an animal and a music and a number, and there it is, and it stuck.
Is it anything to do with Feed the Goat?
No.
Steve knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Feed the goat and he will score.
Hey,
that wasn't the goat that I was talking about.
If Messi comes, we can sing it again.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, thanks for joining us, Gary. Appreciate you coming on. I know it can be a bit daunting if you've not been on before, but don't worry, we'll look after you.
Oh, Andrew's got a question.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, it's obviously Andrew, isn't it? You know.
he can go now. He's got his answer.
Yeah.
So go on then, Gary. The question in the chat was, who's your favourite character of all time?
Oh, blimey. That's really hard, isn't it? It's just too many, isn't there?
Yeah.
We opted for a standalone movie type of character, not one that's in a franchise. So Chris Conlon, Sam Neill as what's his face from Jurassic Park, or
I would say, like, I can't remember the name of the character's name though. The Roy Snyder from the Jaws, probably.
Oh, Brody.
Yeah, Brody, that's the one. Yeah. Just really good. I suppose it was like a bit of a franchise as well, wasn't it? He was in most of them, so
he was on the end too, wasn't he?
Yeah, two of them, wasn't he? Yeah, and then what's his name, wasn't it? Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
I don't remember the later ones at all. Really don't remember much about.
It was Dennis Quaid in 3D, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then Michael Caine in Jaws: The Revenge. I think that was it, wasn't it? Was there only 4?
That was it.
It was 4 like Jaws 3D.
Yeah.
Which was really terrible 3D.
Yeah.
So Gary, we brought you on specifically because you used to run a video store back in the day.
I did.
So what kind of years are we talking about?
So I went into the video business in 1988. So just after I got back from the Winter Olympics, actually. I worked for an independent. He had 3 shops in Surrey, one in Walton-on-Thames, one in Hersham, and one in Addlestone. Just went straight in as like store manager. Obviously loved films, so yeah, really good, brilliant business to be in. I was usually in the one at Walton-on-Thames. We had Guild Home Video. I don't know if everyone remembers Guild Home Video. They were based in Walton-on-Thames, so the window displays were pretty much always Guild films. So they were always promoting their stuff. But yeah, it was an amazing business to be in. Got to watch lots of films, obviously.
I bet you did.
Yeah, I mean that's
did
part
you have them on in the background. Did you have them on the screen in the corner?
Yeah. You were obviously, because of certificates and stuff, you weren't allowed to put anything over a PG on.
Okay.
yeah, in the smaller when I first started, it was more say very independent. So we had like a TV behind the sort of scenes really, rather than out on the shop floor. But later on, when I joined Apollo Video later on in my video career, and they had the big screens out on the on the shop floor and stuff like that. So that was really good.
I think you've intrigued the chat here about your Winter Olympics comments. Well, what did you do there?
I just went to in Calgary. We went to watch the Winter Olympics, just me and my mum. So yeah, and we were lucky enough to meet Eddie the Eagle and the Jamaican bobsleigh team. Would you believe?
Oh, I just can't believe it. That's just amazing.
Yeah, got them on my home video. Actually, still got the videotape. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah.
Here you go. Laney's got a question for you. Did it annoy you when people didn't rewind the tapes?
If I remember rightly, they used to charge people.
Really?
I think they used to charge about 50p, I think it was. I mean, it was all very cheap then. I think our most expensive rental was £2. But most of them were £1 to rent. But the chap that owned the free shops, first of all, he made an absolute killing on a Saturday night. The shelves were empty, and he had a place in, say, in Hersham, which was a tiny little. It was tiny. It was like in a petrol station, and the shelves were empty. And he, £2-3 grand on a Saturday, easy, and he paid 50 quid a week, I think it was, rent for it. So it was just
Jesus.
Yeah, big, but and I say the business grew and grew, and he decided to get out just as Ritz Video came in. I don't know if you remember Ritz, which then Blockbusters bought out a few years after that. So once Blockbusters came in, that was a lot of the independents sort of just went then, unfortunately, but just couldn't compete with the amount of stock that they held, the multiple copies and stuff like that, because they weren't cheap to buy, as I think we discussed.
What did it cost to actually buy a film? Do you know, like?
I mean, most of the new releases were from about £50 to £80 a copy.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
If you find any of the ex-rental tapes, some of them still have the price tickets still on the front. And say, I remember like The Fly came out, and that was £79.95 a copy. So you've got to rent it sort of 20-30 times before you start making your money back on it, but yeah, no, it was, I mean, he went into I can't remember what they called it now, but basically leasing tapes from people, so you could have multiple copies, and then after say 4 or 5 weeks you then gave so many back, but you paid the right to rent, And Blockbusters, the reason why they could have so many copies is because they did revenue share. So if you look at an ex-rental copy of a tape, if you look down the side, there's usually an R, and that's a revenue share. So basically, Blockbusters were renting their tapes from the film companies. So
I get you.
So that they were part of. I think they were part of. I can't remember who they were part of, but one of the big film companies were basically behind Blockbusters, really. So
TK's put in a question, Gary. TK's put in a question, but I'll rephrase it slightly and say, did you have an adult section in your video store?
We did, yes. We had 2 shelves above the horror films, actually. We used to keep them. Yeah.
Chris would have been stood there then.
Yeah. In the first lot, obviously, when I was working it was a company called Videotech, and he had them, just above the horror films. We only had about sort of 20. They were sort of like electric blue, I think, if I remember rightly, they were called. And it was always funny to see who'd rented them. Usually some old bloke in a raincoat, usually.
Did you rent them out a lot, the adult ones? Were they popular?
Right, yeah. I mean, they all made their money. Yeah, definitely.
He didn't have to, Chris. He said he had the telly in his back room at the store.
Exactly. I mean, later
did Did you get to, as manager, did you get to sort of just take home whatever stuff you wanted to take home and just try it out?
I mean, in the first, say, Videotech, we had our own accounts on the system, and you could take 3 out every night. You're allowed to take, and then when I went to work for Apollo, again, they let you take 3 films home a night. They wanted you to watch as many as you could.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
don't know how many I'd get through in a night though, because I would imagine they were closing about 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, 10 o'clock most nights. Yeah. So and opened at 10 in the morning. So long day.
What hours did you do? Did you do that full shift?
I used to get there about sort of 9, and you do all your banking and all that sort of stuff, and then I used to do sort of 9 till 6, and used to get some part-timers in that come in sort of did the evening shifts usually.
He was the manager. He did what he wanted.
Yeah, he just go and
in at 10 o'clock and finish by 2.
Yeah. But no, it was. I think I used to do 4 days a week, but they were about 12-hour shifts, most of them. So it was good. It was good. It was great business to be in.
I remember when I had my shop. It wasn't a rental, but I did do videos were coming to an end when I had my shop, and it was DVDs. But yeah, it was good fun. I didn't rent, although I did consider whether it might be an option, because I had a membership scheme for my shop.
Right. Yeah.
So that when people were trading in, they just came in with their membership card and number, and I already had all their details. So because when you trade in, you have to keep a ledger for the council on who's traded in, what they've traded in, and how much you paid for it, etc.
Right. Yeah.
It was a lot easier to issue people with membership cards. So I used to operate a system a bit like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Keely says some X rentals. That's what we were saying before. That they are doing well on eBay at the moment. X rentals, if you do see them. People are cutting in onto it though. I've noticed on Facebook Marketplace, if you search X rentals or VHSs, people are starting to realise that the prices are definitely are going up a bit. They're not giving them away like they used to.
No,
you'd think they'd be a bit knackered though, wouldn't you? After being
they use better quality tape though than the ones you could get in sort of Woolies at the time. They were a much higher quality tape. But,
can any of you guys remember what your local video store was called? Because I was trying to remember before, I couldn't remember.
Ours was in the card shop, so it was sort of like shared with they did like the birthday card shop and stuff like that. So it was called Occasion. So but the best thing about that was next door to the local chippy as well. So we go and get fish and chips on Friday night and a couple of films from the video store. But Keely's saying there that she had a video van that used to come round, and we had like a mobile video bus that used to come round, and the same principle. You rent your videos and whatever else, and then you come up a few days later and collect them back.
Evening, Richard.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea, isn't it? Queenie said, I loved our local video shop. I would pick up obscure martial arts videos with subtitles, just like the fight scene. What's Andrew saying here?
Never had a video van.
We have a fish and chip van round here that comes round.
It's not quite the same, is it, Chris?
No.
With an ice cream van, does that count?
Yeah.
Does your chippy van have like a jingle like the ice cream man, Chris? Is that how you know he's in the street?
He just comes on a Wednesday at 7 o'clock, 7 till 8, and the whole village pre-orders their fish and chips, and you just go out and pick it up.
that sounds easy.
It's very nice. It's really nice. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat, see if we've got anything. Have you got any, Gary? Have you got any like stories or anything of your days in the video shop you want to share?
I'm just having a look through my list of notes that I made. So obviously, I think most people remember Ritz Video, and say then Blockbusters came in after them. I think in Ireland they had a company called Extra Vision. I don't know if everyone remembers them. And there were also Choices. I don't know, Choices Video. There were another.
We had the Choices.
Yeah, and then say I went to work for Apollo Home Entertainment, which were basically the biggest sort of independent video store in this country, sort of owned by two chaps. They had when DVD came out, they had their I think one of them had a Jag or something like that, and he had DVD 1 as his number plate, and the other chap had DVD 2. And I don't know if anyone's into snooker and anything like that, but they used to sponsor Jimmy White. He used to have his little logo on his shirt, and he used to have a practice table in Apollo's warehouse. So he'd go down there and pick up some films, sort of, on a Tuesday or something like that, and he'd be down there practicing on a full-size snooker table in the warehouse. It was quite amusing to sort of last thing you expect to see, So, but yeah, it's a great business to be in, definitely.
Well, it was anyway.
Well, it was. Exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
I remember one of the big things I remember about video store sort of things was me and my brother used to like watch a lot of films and stuff, sort of late 80s, early 90s. And I remember Back to the Future 3 came out on the cinema. And because they were filmed very close together, Back to the Future 3 and 2, I distinctly remember that when Back to the Future 3 came out at the cinema, Back to the Future 2 had almost just been released on the video shop at the video shops.
Yeah, because they were filmed back to back, weren't they?
It must have been very close.
They were filmed back to back, 2 and 3.
Yeah. So they were kind of out at the same time. And trying to get a video from the video store that was like a new release, it was like gold dust. Sometimes you turn up and they'd all be gone. So I remember saying to me, my brother said to me, just if you go down the video shop and if they've got Back to the Future 2, we'll watch it, and then I'll pay for you to go and watch Back to the Future 3 straight away at the cinema. And I thought, well, there's no chance, because there ain't going to be no Back to the Future 2s there, because they'll all be gone, they'll all be out. So I went down there, and there was the last one there. I distinctly remember it. There was the last one. So I picked it up, rented it out, and my brother was like really shocked because he thought there's no way he's going to pick it up. So he ended up taking me to see Back to the Future 3 straight away afterwards. So that's just one of them things that I remember, about going to the video shop. It's weird. When you look at how different it is now, how we can stream stuff and all this, it's like it's so far away from what it used to be. It's weird.
So did you ever see like a big rush for the Blockbuster films when they came out on video? Or was it just like people were just picking them up as and when? Or
yeah, we had a reserve book, so people knew when they were coming out.
So you could reserve your film.
Yeah, so we reserved them. Obviously, when we were in the smaller shops, you only got 1 or 2 or 3 copies, so it was constantly booked out. And then obviously, if someone kept it for an extra night or 2, it then started causing problems. Was it the regulars? Yeah. But then, obviously, you got your overdue fees, which were fun to try and collect from people.
Was there any like what's the biggest blockbuster you remember?
Oh God, Die Hard. I remember when that came out. That was huge. Predator. Big. I can remember that was probably one of the. Roger Rabbit was probably the one I remember we got sort of multiple copies of. I think that was probably the first film where we actually got sort of like 10, 15 copies of it.
Oh, in frame Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
I suppose that'll be for kids that weren't allowed to go and see it in the cinema and stuff like that, though, wouldn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think that was the first time that the boss had decided to do this sort of rental scheme, you know, from other companies, so that he could get multiple copies of something and then give them back, and we keep about 2 or 3 after about 3 or 4 weeks. So once the rush had died down a bit, you know. But yeah.
Do you think was it mainly family films that were the most popular?
Yeah, I would say so, definitely. Yeah, I mean, things like horror films, it was always sort of one single copy. But yeah, and I mean, even the lesser known films, they were so expensive to buy, you know, stuff that you'd never even heard of, didn't even get a cinema release. They still wanted 40 quid for them, you know. But they used to do like the rental window again. So you had the gap between, as you said, where it went to the cinema, you had to wait usually 4 or 5 months before it came out on video, and it came out to rent first. And then we had usually about 6 months before it then came out to buy in Smiths and Woolworths and things like that. And then there was usually about a 2-year holdback before it went on to, well, Sky was just starting, and then it came out onto normal TV and things like that. So the video shops were given, as they called it, a rental window, and that's why you paid that premium price, so you could make your money out.
Do you think sites like Love Film and stuff like that were popular roughly towards the end of the video thing? Do you think that was like the final nail in the coffin for them, or?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
of them for like 20p a week or whatever it was, wasn't it? Or the unlimited subscription for the month. So yeah,
definitely. Yeah, and I think
I used them. I used Love Film. It was quite good, actually. It was quite good. You could line up all the films that you wanted to watch, and then sort of put them in like a priority order. And then obviously you could have like a 1 film subscription or a 3. So you could have 3 out at any one time. And then as you sent one back, they sent you the next one on your list. It was quite good, really.
So do you think that killed off your sort of like your video stores?
Yeah. I mean, right at the end, say when I was working for Apollo, they went into a company called Film Night, came on board, and they were going to do exactly the same as like Love Film and things like that, do online, but it never really took off. And I say that's when, well, I got out of it, and I think the chaps that owned Apollo, they decided it wasn't worth pursuing, sort of thing, you know. So it's sad, you know, but it's technology, wasn't it? You know. And
did you, Gary? Did you ever go into like renting games?
Yeah, they did games. Yeah, they did. Mainly PlayStation games then, because Xbox wasn't really about then. But yeah, they did games. Wasn't really that popular though, to be honest. But
I used to get the films, but Mum had the membership, so I would ask her. But then they started to rent games, so I was always there to get my Mega Drive games. Cheap way to play. And not
age there, the Mega Drive.
I know. I wasted a few hours waiting for a movie to be returned to a video store so I could be the next to rent it. I remember I used to love horror films. Even like as a child, I used to watch loads of horror films. And obviously I got my mum to go down to the video store, and she would rent it. I would pick out what I wanted and she would rent it. So I remember we used to do like 3 for £5. So we'd rent 3 horror films for £5. And how did that work? Did you notice a lot of like parents sort of renting for kids, and how strict were you on
that? Pretty strict. It was like the sales of alcohol, really. You had trading standards come round. They would send in people who were underage to try and rent 18s and stuff like that. So you had to be pretty strict, because it was down to you again. If you rented something, it was you that got the fine. But yeah, you have to be careful. And when they brought in the 12 certificate, what does a 12-year-old look like? it was nigh on impossible. I mean, it's hard enough for a 15 and an 18-year-old, let alone
I think
a 12-year-old.
the first 12 was like the Pelican Brief or
Yeah.
it was
really
I remember that.
hard, you know. But if you weren't sure, you basically said no. You know.
Thing is, Chris, I don't see many parents going in and renting a load of horror movies for the young kids. I think that was just you.
Yeah, probably. But my mum was quite sort of trusting in, like, oh, you know, you
No, I can remember my mum renting a copy of Critters for us because we thought it looked cute on the front.
It looked cute.
Yeah, it looked cute on the front, so we give Critters a go. And I can remember renting like the first Evil Dead and stuff like that. And I wasn't old enough to get them out. That would be my mum. Yeah. It did happen.
Yeah. I've got something here that I dug out, and I've put it on Instagram in the past, but this is my old Blockbuster card.
I thought you were going to pull the rent.
Yeah, I've got mine.
Your two back out.
Have you got one, Oliver?
Yeah, I've got mine upstairs.
This is dated. When did your shop shut up, Gary?
Oh, God. Well, we must have been, I don't know, about 2000, 2002, 2004, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, my card's dated 2005, so it was still operational. Blockbusters. I mean, Blockbusters kept going for quite a while because they went heavily into gaming and stuff, didn't they? And they were actually selling stuff as well, weren't they? Not rather than renting.
Yeah, they went on for quite a while.
Oh, here we go. What dates have you got on yours, Oliver?
Honestly, there isn't a date on them.
Mine's 2005.
No, there isn't a date on these ones. Because one was Ashton Road in Denton, and then one was up here. Yeah, I've got telephone numbers for the stores on the back. That's it.
Yeah.
It's unusual. No, I wish I had a date on them. That'd be interesting. But I'm guessing that was my first one, and then that was my second.
Yeah, a bit of an updated card.
A bit flashier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keely says, I got banned from going to the video shop because I insisted on getting the garbage pail kids every time.
Nice.
Oh, classy that.
Yeah, that'll be the next one, Michelle. I remember being able to go to the cinema.
Yeah, I remember the days when the cinemas were open. What did you do when you left the video store, Gary?
So when I left the independent one, I went to work for Woolworths for a while, and I worked behind the entertainment counter.
How did that end?
That was when Woolworths got into trouble a bit.
For a few years, did you think maybe it was you?
You were the kiss of death.
Definitely, yeah.
Wherever he turned up, they closed down.
Yeah.
You haven't worked for Odeon or anywhere like
Yeah.
that.
We'll have to check it off just in case.
Yeah, City World.
But yeah.
So what happens after? What happened? I had an interview for Woolworths. I didn't get a job.
No. So.
Is this how long were we talking?
Hey,
Was how long ago? How far back's this?
what Woolworths?
The Woolly one, yeah. We talking like you were a
late
teenager at the time, or what?
Late 90s, probably 97,
Yeah.
something like that. But Marks and Spencer's, they saw the skills, so I went and worked for them. It was better money than Woolworths anyway.
Yeah, but you'd rather have been at Woolworths.
Oh yeah, it'd be more interesting, wouldn't it? They got sell better stuff.
Yeah, but if you were only 30 though, Chris, you must have only been about 7 when you applied for Woolworths.
Well, that's it. Maybe I'm getting it wrong a bit, you know. Woolworths are coming back, aren't they? Apparently.
We'll see.
I saw something about that they were going to reopen some high street stores, but it'll just end up being like B&M's, won't it?
Oh God, yeah.
Another B&M style place. What about after Woolworths? And bring us up to date with your work history.
Right. So where did I go after that? Bentall's of Kingston. I don't know.
What's
Kingston, that? Large department store, a bit like John Lewis.
Right.
They are still going.
They're not trading now, Chris. That's why you don't know about them.
Yeah. And then I went to work for Apollo Video. So I went back into the video business, working for Apollo. And then I went to work for Waitrose, which I'm still there. So.
Are they in financial trouble as well?
Yeah. Well, they're part of John Lewis, so yeah, we're in financial trouble.
I suppose everyone.
They're doing all right.
So is that your business model? Go to these financial trouble companies and get the voluntary redundancy package, and it moves you on to the
Yeah, exactly.
This one just took a bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't employ me. Yeah.
There you go, Oliver. We're not needed next week now. Chris is going to shut the show down.
Yeah.
Do you resell on the side, Gary? Or
yeah, so I do 3 days at Waitrose and I do 4 days on eBay. So yeah, works well.
Fair enough.
I assume you're trying to build it in case you get made redundant again.
Exactly. No, so, Waitrose is pretty secure, he says.
What type of stuff do you sell on eBay then? Is it film related or
mainly media stuff? Yeah, DVD, CDs, VHS. But I will sell most things. I don't really do electronics. I don't really do clothing. No, I can't be bothered with that, to be honest. But I'll leave that to the experts. You know, people selling cycling jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah, any cycling jerseys, we know where they're from.
Yeah, and the world's greatest clothing seller as well. You know.
Don't plug in. We don't need plug-in.
Woolworths pick and mix. Yeah, that's the one thing I remember from Woolworths. Pick and mix was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cassette singles, CDs, and cassette singles.
Oh, we used to. We used to get on stock take. We used to get the newbie to start counting the pick and mix.
That's a bit tight.
Yeah, we'd leave them for about an hour, and then see how far they got.
Fake news about Woolworths apparently, is it, Joan? Oh well. It's probably one of these Facebook posts that I believed.
They've got no news to post about anything else because we're all locked down and at home. So they're making up that shops are coming back open.
Right. Mr. Diggs says he used to rent films out and charge his mates 50p a time. I could just see him doing that as well. I really could.
Andrew says there's only one world's greatest thing seller.
Hang on, I'm trying to catch up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm at the bottom.
The thing.
I didn't even see that until you said it. I was like, what's he on about? Well, we're opening up in Oz, is that? Australia?
Yeah, get the voucher.
So the other subject for tonight's show was Apocalyptic Films. And these are probably one of my most favorite types of films. World-ending disaster movies, all that kind of thing. Why are they so popular, do you think? Is it like because you get to see, get ideas about how you would deal with it yourself if something happened? I just think it's quite weird, isn't it, how popular disaster movies are?
Yeah, definitely.
I made a bit of a list, but I'll just reel off a couple of my favourites off this list, and then I'll go round and see if anyone else wants to bring some up. Right, 28 Days Later, which is coincidentally one on the free prize draw, is one of the greatest. I mean, those scenes in 28 Days Later when he gets up out of his bed and he's walking around London and it's deserted with crap everywhere, and the music that pops in, like that guitar sort of string music, that is just brilliant.
They had to film that at like really stupid o'clock in the morning, didn't they?
Yeah, was it like 4 in the morning when the sun was just coming?
Closing up areas of London.
Yeah, I mean,
second day of lockdown the first time round.
Exactly. Well, I said this to Annabelle when we was in like full on lockdown. I said, like, I wonder how many films. I mean, if they're allowed to be out, but can you imagine like places like Las Vegas, Times Square? When would you get an opportunity like lockdown to film in deserted streets in cities like that? I mean, it'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
That first week of the first lockdown was bizarre. Absolutely,
it was bizarre. Crazy, strange, really odd. Even like down here, like, you know, just going around some of the little towns, and I think we had a little look. We sort of drove around Plymouth, and it was deserted. It was very odd, but I mean, I was just thinking about all these like iconic cities, especially somewhere like Las Vegas and New York. It's like, can you imagine Las Vegas, the Strip, just empty with the lights off, and it'd be incredible. The other films I've got on my list that I particularly like is The Day After Tomorrow. I was disappointed with Geostorm. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
it weren't as good, I think.
Gerard Butler, isn't it? Is that just gone onto Netflix? Geostorm.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, the series. That was something that sprung to mind.
Not the movies, then.
Hey?
You said the series, didn't you? Do you mean the series of movies? Or the series, because there's two. There is a series.
No. Yeah. The films. Zombieland. It's a good one. Now, here's one that, because I'm a Tom Hanks fan, but I don't like this film, but it is classed as kind of apocalyptic, and that is Cloud Atlas.
Oh, I never saw that.
Future mankind is kind of recycled or whatever, but what a weird film that is. Didn't really understand it. You know what I'm like with anything that's complicated. But yeah, that was a weird film. Now, this, I think, could be one of the best, right? And it's totally, I bet you won't have even thought of it. And that is WALL-E.
I must admit, I've not gone through that. Well, I suppose so.
It's one of the best animated films ever. Oliver Ian, go on. You can have a go if you want.
Well, I was going to say Book of Eli, but you don't like that one, do you? Because I like that. I enjoyed Book of Eli.
I didn't like it, but it was okay.
What else would you got? What's that one there? The Cloverfield, the first one.
The only thing I don't like that is the handycam footage makes me a bit sick.
Well, to be fair, you're not the first person to say that, are you? It's quite known for that, but I'm all right with it. Children of Men, yeah, that's Mr. Diggs put that at the start when we first started going through the chat.
I enjoyed
Children of Men. I enjoyed that, really enjoyed it. And War of the Worlds, that's another one. Mr. Diggs is just picking them out for me today. I enjoyed that. There's not many, but there's probably loads, to be honest with you. But I would say they're up there. Ones that I like.
Watership Down, Steve-O says. You know what? I've never actually seen that film.
Oh, I love it.
You're missing out. If you go back and get the original one, not the remake one.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
The original Watership Down. Have you ever seen it, Gary?
Yeah, long time ago.
He worked at a video shop
I know, yeah, you're going to have seen it. Well, up to a certain.
That's probably what he was allowed to play on the store floor as well.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Deep Impact. I like Deep Impact. Some people don't like it, but I quite liked it.
I tried putting that on earlier. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I prefer the Armageddon over Deep Impact.
Yeah, I think Armageddon's better. Shaun of the Dead, Keeley said. Zombieland 2. Zombieland 1 is much better than Zombieland 2.
Keeley, I say the same as well. I think just on a slight thing, Suicide Squad was a lot better than people said. The critics said. He said, would Suicide Squad be considered in this category? I thought it was a lot better than most people, critics said.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I like Suicide Squad. I mean, I'm not a big fan of superhero films, but I like that. I like the series. Cloud Atlas was awful, yeah. I couldn't understand it either, Joe, and it totally lost me.
It flopped, didn't it?
It flopped big time.
Davey Pearce saying Cyborg, the first one, again, was absolutely superb, but it just led into a series of bad sequels.
Day of the Triffids was an absolute classic. That was good, that. See what everyone else is before I move on to Steve.
Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. End of the world stuff out.
Let's see. Have to include Godzilla. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Is that apocalyptic though? But wasn't he just a result of a nuclear testing? It's not necessarily build.
It's borderline, I guess, isn't it? It's borderline. It could have been. It could have been world ending if he had destroyed everything.
Yeah.
It's classed as it.
I Am Legend is a great. Love that film.
I just think movies like that are very clever. When the majority of the movie, it's about one person, and if that actor can hold you for that amount of time,
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like I was thinking this before. It's like Tom Hanks in Castaway, isn't it?
Yeah, Castaway is an example of that, isn't it?
You know, you're literally watching one person most of the movie.
Yeah. Demolition Man.
Ian beat me to it. Logan won.
Logan's Run.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Logan's Run, it's the one where he's the copper. When you're 30, your light on your hand starts to flash, and then you go and commit suicide to keep your population down. And then the escape from the dome, it's sort of like that TX-1132 sort of ending where they escape through the dome and go and then realise that actually we don't need to live in the dome. Now the Earth, you can actually still live on there and you can survive.
Is it worth a watch or not?
It is it's worth a watch.
So under apocalyptic movies, you've got X-Men, Days of Future Past. That's pretty good. I enjoyed that movie.
Steve, do you want to have a go, Steve?
Logan's Run. I quite like me Rollerball as well. The original Rollerball movie. That was sort of set after one of the world wars, and the corporations took over and stuff, didn't they? And Armageddon, I Am Legend. You've listed most of them. And the first couple of like Resident Evil films before they got silly. But I've heard now they're remaking the first one, aren't they? The first Resident Evil. So, yeah. Escape. Richie's put in there about Escape to New York and Escape from LA. They're brilliant films. Running Man. See, the chat's beating me to them all.
That's a great film. That's one of my favourite Schwarzenegger films, that Running Man. That's so good. Yeah. Gary, have you got anything new to add?
I did like the Hunger Games reference at the start.
Oh, yeah, you like that, did you?
That's what I was laughing at, yeah, your Hunger Games reference.
Gary, have you got anything different?
I was going to say Rollerball. That's classic. Logan's Run. Akira, that possibly, maybe.
Oh, the animated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we're going sort of post-apocalyptic with obviously Mad Max and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, that's a whole new thing, really, isn't it? You got Waterworld and stuff like that. Death Race 2000. You remember that?
Oh.
Well, I've never seen it, but yeah, I can visualize it.
With Sly Stallone in Caradine. That was good. But yeah, I think most of them have been listed, really, that I had on my list.
The Mad Max movies were really good. I did enjoy them. I didn't see them until a couple of years ago, like before the new one came out. And I think the second one is better than the first. But I think I was watching a thing before that was saying that the first one was like on the highest money-making grossing movies, because it cost about 400,000 to make, and made like 100 million at the cinemas.
Joan says, "What's Running Man about?" And I see Steve's just put a little update just below it. Yeah, Joan, you've got to go and watch Running Man if you've never seen it. That's such a good film. Yeah,
it's better. It's better than I've just typed it out, but trying to listen to the type at the same time.
No, it's fine. No, thanks for putting it in. Yeah, it's a futuristic game show, isn't it? With Schwarzenegger, and like you say, he gets framed for a mass murder sort of situation, and if you win the Running Man, was it that you get set free if you win it?
You get set loose, get set free.
Yeah, but the chances nobody ever really won it.
Yeah, there was only 2 winners.
Yeah, 2 alleged winners. But yeah, go and watch it, Joe. Go and watch it.
That's like Death Race, though, isn't it?
Is it like that?
Death Race is like that, where it's like
Frankenstein.
Yeah, so basically you had to win. How many races was it?
Was it 10? Was it 10
races?
races?
10 races or something in a row, wasn't it? And then you'd get set free, but no one had ever been set free before.
Yeah, they kill him off a couple of races into his streak, don't they? But just keep his streak running.
Yeah. I enjoyed that movie. The
Isn't that Mel Gibson?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's directed by Mel Gibson, isn't it?
No, Apocalypto, it was like the Incas and stuff, wasn't it? It was the 2 Inca tribes. Yeah.
But that was directed by Mel Gibson, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, there's an example of a modern day sort of twist on an apocalyptic film, A Quiet Place on, is it Netflix?
Yeah.
That was an interesting one. Isn't there a number 2 of this out now?
It's in the process.
Oh, I thought it was already out. I haven't watched it, but I thought Annabelle had said that there was something out.
It's very, very soon if it's not out already.
Again, a good year to film it. Running Man is apocalyptic. It's probably not, is it really, when you think about it?
It was based after the wars, wasn't it? Because they were all living in poverty and stuff like that. They couldn't survive food and drink and homes and stuff like that.
Wasn't. I'll give it a go. Thanks. Outside of what I'll choose to, no, I'd definitely say give it a go. Last Train to Busan. That's quite a good film as well. Have you seen that one, guys?
No,
I watched it.
That's worth a watch. That it's Japanese. I think it's Japanese. It's sort of Far East made anyway, with subtitles. But it's basically a zombie outbreak type thing, and they're on a train when this zombie outbreak happens, and it's quite good. It's quite a good film, that.
Did you ever see the film Snowpiercer?
Yeah, I've been watching the TV program of it today.
Yeah,
trying to get into that, but I love the film.
The series is on Netflix, isn't it? And I didn't realise it was based on the on a film.
Yeah.
But I had to go back and watch the film afterwards. But that was the reason why Chris Evans wasn't eating the shawarma at the end of the Avengers, wasn't he? Because he was hiding his beard from filming Snowpiercer. Well, that's quite a good apocalyptic film. I'm just laughing at Keely's comment there that COVID's delayed Quiet Place 2 because there's no one in the cinemas to see it. You can just picture a director just filming an empty cinema for an hour and a half and releasing it as a film, couldn't you? Quiet Place
2. Keely also says, can someone explain apocalyptic? She might be off topic. What's an explanation of apocalyptic?
World-changing events, isn't it? Not necessarily world-ending events, world-changing event.
Definition: apocalypse. It's a good question, to be fair. The complete final destruction of the world as described in the biblical book of Revelation, or an event involving destruction or damage or on a catastrophic scale. So there you go. Did anyone do... Right, I was going to do our homework from last week. Did anybody manage to do it?
I found it on YouTube. The full film's on YouTube, but it's in 50 1.5 minute slots, but they're not in order.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was sort of impossible. I'd messaged Chris going, "I can't find this," so I'm sure I can find it.
I saw it
years ago. An hour later, I went, "No."
No. Well, the thing is, on my streaming device, shall we say, I knew it was there because I've seen the cover for the film, so I assumed it was there. But when I went to watch it, there was no links, there was no streams, and I started searching on the internet. I couldn't find it. If anyone's wondering what we're on about, it's The Delinquents with Kylie Minogue in it. So I've still got to find it. You can pay to rent it, I think, from Amazon for about £2.50 or something, but I ain't doing that.
I saw enough to figure out it wasn't for me.
Right. So we're struggling a bit with that one, The Delinquents. So
I did a little bit of research a minute ago, Chris, and I've just realised that Titanic Odyssey, right, is actually Titanic 2.
Is it?
Yeah. So I already had the bloody DVD of it.
He's got 2 copies.
Not only have I seen the movie twice, I've actually now got a copy of it as well.
So is there a copy of Titanic Odyssey going on eBay at 9 o'clock this evening?
No, I'll keep hold of it for nostalgic reasons, but
you've got a variant cover, variant name.
Well, this is what's thrown me off because it's not. Although it's PAL, it's not English. On the writing in the back isn't English, you see. There we go. So it threw me off a bit, but then I've looked a bit closer at the pictures, and it's like the guy in the water telling the woman to get out and he'll die.
Right.
So it's I just googled it, and it literally says on the front cover on the boat Titanic 2. Bloody hell!
Just a different name for it. They relaunched it.
Yeah, Odyssey 2012.
So what type of films are you into then, Gary? If you were to pick one off your shelf, what type of genre would you go for?
Gary, before you answer that, we haven't even asked what his top 5 films are.
Oh, here we go. Right, okay.
That kind of answer, that, Gary, because we haven't done it.
Right. Okay, so we'll work backwards. Number 5, I've got Big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Tom Hanks fan anyway. So number 4, I've got Stir Crazy.
Good film.
Really?
Yeah, love that film. I suppose it's just something that there's just bits in that film that just crack me up, and I've always liked Richard Pryor as well. So and Gene Wilder, they just work well together. So Number 3, I've got Castaway.
Yeah, that's in my top 5. Love that film.
Not a theme at all. Number 2, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Like that. And number 1, I've got Jaws.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
but
it's really hard. It's just really hard because there's too many good films, you know. But I suppose I don't have many in my own collection, to be honest. I suppose because working in video shops and stuff, I've never bothered collecting my own films, and I don't tend to watch a lot of films more than once or twice. You know, I'd rather watch something that I haven't seen. So, yeah, I'm currently doing a thing on my Facebook. I don't know how to say it, but I'm doing 365 days of films at the moment. Not one every night, but that started a year and a bit ago, I suppose.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's interesting, and I'm just watching stuff that I pick up from car boots or charity shops that I think, oh, that looks quite good. I watched The Prisoners the other night, which was really good, with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Zombievers?
No. I'm gonna have to watch it, aren't I? Yeah, I watched Rubber.
You're gonna have to watch that. You're gonna have to watch it. It's one of the things that you know, as part of Movie Club, you've got to watch Zombievers.
The two films that are bedded in the foundations of Movie Club, and they're probably the worst 2 films I've ever seen. Zombievers and Rubber.
Rubber was great.
And Killer Clowns.
I saw that when that came out. Yeah,
that's at least respectable, Chris.
What, Killer Clowns?
Yeah.
I think we need to set some homework for next week that we can actually maybe watch.
That is achievable.
Yeah, an achievable one.
Gary, can we have a recommendation to go on the wheel from you this week?
From Gary?
Yeah, because a lot of the recommendations have come from us in the chat, haven't they? So,
Chris.
Yeah, Gary, give us a recommendation for the wheel.
Oh God, does it have to be really bad?
No,
that's
the whole idea.
No, it can be a good film.
Okay. Has anyone seen Lee Without a Trace? I think it was called. Hang on a minute. Bear with me. Can I get it?
I don't think I've seen that, Prisoners.
It's a good movie. It really is.
What kind of year are we talking?
What about that one?
Mid 2010s. Oh yeah. You put that on the group the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I put that on there. I want to watch that.
Leave No Trace. All right, I'll put it on.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good film. Bit different. Worth a watch.
Right. Let me share the screen and we'll draw the film for homework. If anyone else in the chat also wants to watch it, then feel free, obviously. So we're on the Wheel of Names. We'll give it a shuffle before we spin it. I'm rooting for Joysticks. I really want to watch that film, so I'm hoping that pops up.
Look at it go.
Oh.
Oh.
Brilliant. I have an excuse now to watch it again.
I'm glad that popped up because I've got that on DVD. I've never watched it.
They're making the second one to it, aren't they? It's like 30, 40 years after the release of the first one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching The Last Starfighter. So if anyone else wants to join in, and we'll discuss if it's any good. Are you going to give that a go, Gary?
Yeah. I've seen it many moons ago. But
stick it on. How many days have you got left on your thing?
I don't know, probably about another 100 and something. But I would carry on. Might we have to rename it?
He worked at a video store, Chris.
Let's have a look. A minute, hang on a sec.
See,
Oh no, I didn't need to press that. Stop.
seem to agree with the selection.
Hang on. Pressed it by accident. I'll let you see what it lands on, just so. Oh, it would have been Leave No
It would
Trace.
have been enough.
No, it's. I pressed that by accident, guys. Sorry about that. Let's close that off. We need to do we need to do next week's theme as well. So we might as well do that while we're here. So if I open a new, oh no, here we go. Movie chat subjects. Open that one. So this will be what we're going to talk about next week, and I need to find a guest to come on as well. So if I shuffle that, spin it. Oh.
Oh, okay.
That'll be a good chat.
Yeah, it will be.
There you go then. Next week is going to be your favourite actors and actresses.
Joan, the film is The Last Starfighter.
Yeah, I was trying to type it in, but I've done something to my chat and I can't get it back. Don't know what I've done there. There we go.
Keely's going to hunt it out, The Last Starfighter.
Yeah, I'm just doing the same.
Yeah,
gives me an excuse to watch it again. Sorry, Lana, you're going to be bored.
Will she not like it?
She's not really into my sci-fi type of movies.
What's it? What would you compare it to? This film,
The Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
We've lost Chris again. What's he done there?
I don't know. I need to put another pound in the meter, don't I?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just leave it like that, Chris. It's an improvement.
Can we just get a picture of you from now on?
The Last Starfighter. It's about a teenage boy that plays arcade games, and he beats the game, and then he gets taken up to space and replaced by like what are they called now? It's like a clone. He gets replaced by a clone, so no one knows that he's gone. In the meantime, he's got to go and fight like the space baddies and help win that war as well. But the game was like a test if he could actually fight the space fighter that he's in. It
sounds like a right typical 80s movie.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars meets Babylon 5 type.
That sounds terrible.
It's a really good film. I enjoy it.
It's because it's not got zombies in. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah, it's not got zombies or beavers or rubber killer tires.
It actually has a plot, Chris.
Yeah, whatever. So many good actors to pick from. Yeah, there is. But I know straight away who my number one is.
I'm just looking on the back of Zombievers to find out now.
It should make for a good debate next week. Yeah, I think it will. It'll be interesting to hear.
It doesn't matter which decade you pick, because hasn't Tom Hanks been in the last 4 decades?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. I think maybe we should have like top 5 that we go for, just to narrow it down.
Okay.
Should we go with that? Top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
And it can be male, female. So mixed top 5.
What about animals? Because you can get the same dog that plays 3 or 4 different characters in different films, can't you?
Like what?
Like the German Shepherd in K9.
Hooch.
No, that wasn't the same breed of dog. You know, the monkey,
right.
the monkey from Friends. He was the monkey out of Outbreak.
Well, yeah, they played that. They played that in the program, didn't they?
Played by the same monkey.
Tori said that would go on the wheel. Fab movie Animal. Which
the poor actresses count.
Asking for Andrew. Thanks for coming on, Keely. Appreciate your time. Have a good walk.
See you, Keely. Thank you.
I need to draw this prize thing.
Go on then.
Let me just make sure there's no more entries, because if not, it's going to be like a 1 in 4 chance of winning.
How many of those films have you already got, Steve?
A few of them, if not all of them.
Huh. I don't think you've not entered, have you, Oliver Ian?
No, I didn't think I needed any more, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I get them through the post.
Let me just
but
let's see if we've got any more entrants. I bet
it's like the best odds ever.
Hey?
It's like the best odds online ever, that is, isn't it? 25%.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Gary's entering now.
Who's entering?
Gary.
He's in already.
He likes the odds.
50% are in the chat here.
50% of your draw right here.
I know.
I obviously weren't enticing enough for you this time.
No, there's no others. Right, so we're just going to do it, right? And the winner gets it.
Not a fix at all.
That's all right. Chris is on the wheel as well.
There's no... yes. You do that, and then at least you don't have to send it out.
If this draw comes up as B movies, we know it's definitely a fit.
Right, come on then. Let's just do it anyway. Don't matter.
That's good, David.
It's all good fun. Right. Wheel of names. Close that off. Prize draw. Open that. Here we go. Look, 4 of you. We've got Tori, we've got Gary, we've got Steve, and Cola Flipper. This is like the best lot odds ever. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Let's shuffle it. Let's see who gets it. Shuffle it a few times.
Shuffle it.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to be Cola. It's going to be Cola. No, Steve. It's going to be Steve. Yeah.
I've never won anything on TV before.
You're going to wish you had it when it turns up.
Don't you dare throw a copy of flipping Zombie in that.
You know,
these weeks that you say you're throwing extras in these mystery boxes, you can keep that one.
Which one?
All the weeks that you say you throw extras into your mystery boxes, you can keep all the Zombievers.
The wheel does not lie. Steve has won it. Coming your way, Steve.
Go and tell Lana the good news.
Yeah, Lana, we're watching The Hobbits.
I've not even seen her in the chat.
She's busy online buying. She's shopping herself today.
Well, you got some classics there. I bet you've seen all these anyway, haven't you?
Probably.
Right. Well,
I'm gonna have to play a space on my shelf, aren't I?
Send me a message afterwards, Steve, with your address. I'll pop them in the post for you tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries.
Excellent. So we're pretty much done for this week, really. Tori, you nearly got it. You were so close. You had a 1 in 4 chance. You were almost there.
Lana
X on the wheel.
Lana, he's got some really good news for you.
Promise not to stop.
So what films are on the wheel left then, Chris? Because we must be we haven't added any new ones for a while, have we?
Well, I just added one tonight, didn't I?
Why, have you got some in mind?
No, I'm just thinking. Are we at risk of only having like 5 films on the wheel, and then
I don't think we're at risk of that. Yeah, there you go. Can you see it? Have I shared it? No.
No.
There we go. I'll share it. Can you see him?
Okay, so we have got a few there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 15 on there at the minute.
That'll do.
That'll do for a bit, won't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
14 when you take the Last Starfighter off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll take that off later. So we're pretty much done for this week, guys. I want to say thank you very much, especially Gary, for coming on and braving the live stream.
Thank you. It's been good.
You did a great job. And thanks for sharing all your video store memories and all your redundancies and stuff with us. I appreciate it. You're more than welcome to come on again in the future if you want to.
That'd be awesome.
Cool. Will do.
And thanks to you two as well, of course, the two Steves.
Yeah,
thank you for coming on again.
And thanks to the chat, as always, for joining in. Thanks, guys. Nice to put. There you go. Tori says, "Nice to put a name to a face to a name." Gary.
So I was thinking, because you've just, it's going to be hard to top that last little auction things you've just done, or the competition. But I was just thinking, if anybody wants to go for a copy of this bad boy, I'm quite happy to part with it. If you want to put that as a competition, because I've got the Blu-ray now as well. So
how do you want to part with it?
I'll do the same as whatever you've just done, mate. I don't mind posting it out to somebody if you get the address.
What, that as well as Titanic 2?
No, you're not having Titanic 2. That's all mine. But this is just what you need to keep you going during lockdown.
I'll tell you what to do, Oliver Ian, then. Put a post in the Facebook group.
Yeah, we'll do.
And just ask anyone who wants a copy of it to make a comment or like the post or something, and I'll put them all on a wheel and we'll draw it next week.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's awesome.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine. I just thought, well, I've got 2, so it makes sense if somebody else wants to enjoy the goodness of Zombievers.
Lana,
so there you go. If anyone wants a copy of Zombievers, Look out for the post in the Facebook group. Please, Steve, please don't enter the competition. Oh, please make sure you enter it, please.
I'm going to enter Lana.
Just literally, like next week, they'll just be like Lana's name on a wheel.
It'll be a nice surprise for Christmas for her.
Hey, Richard, if you want it, mate, well, I'll put it up there. I'll put it up for the competition.
Get your name on that list. Hopefully, you'll get more than 4 that I had.
It's good fun, though, isn't it?
It is. It is. So, right, that's it then, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Movie Chats again. And we'll see you at Thursday, 6:30 p.m. next week. And, no doubt we'll have a suitable expertise of panel or whatever you call it. And that's it. I'm going to end the broadcast. See you all later. Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.